The agent had just taken a sip of his cocktail when he noticed something strange in the man's eyes across the table. In that instant, Bond realized his drink had been spiked. Quickly, he made an excuse and left the card table. He rushed into the restroom and desperately drank glass after glass of water, hoping to flush it out of his system. But no matter how hard he tried, nothing worked. Stumbling out of the casino, his body grew weaker by the second. On the way, he nearly got hit by a speeding car, but the driver managed to slam the brakes just in time. Barely holding on, Bond reached his BMW. From the glove compartment, he pulled out his emergency medical kit. He connected himself to a monitoring device and inserted a needle into his wrist. Within moments, headquarters received his medical data. The toxin had already spread throughout his organs. Following the instructions of medical experts guiding him remotely, Bond ripped open his shirt and pulled out a small defibrillator. He placed the pads on his chest to prevent his heart from suddenly stopping. Then he injected a dose of blue antidote into his neck. But the antidote needed time to take effect. His heartbeat slowed dangerously. Bond tried to shock his heart back with the defibrillator, only to find the device failed at the worst possible moment. He quickly discovered a loose connection, but just as he reached to fix it, darkness consumed him, and he collapsed. Luckily, his partner arrived just in time. She reattached the wire, pressed the button, and revived Bond from the brink of death. Having narrowly escaped, Bond didn't rest. He knew his mission had to continue. The man behind the poisoning was a money laundering expert. Not long ago, a warlord had hired him to move a large sum of money. After securing the deal, he ordered his men to short airline stocks. When questioned, since the stock was actually rising, he revealed his plan. He intended to bring down a passenger plane, causing the stock to crash, and then profit massively. But intelligence services intercepted the plan and sent Bond to stop it. With clues provided by his team, Bond quickly tracked down the man preparing for the attack. The criminal, cautious of being identified, slipped into a locker room, disguised himself in a security guard's uniform, and triggered the fire sprinklers. As chaos spread through the terminal, he stole a police car to make his escape, an act that Bond witnessed. The chase led to a fuel tanker. The criminal knocked out the driver, planted a miniature bomb on the footboard, and drove straight toward the airplane. Just in time, Bond leapt onto the underside of the tanker, nearly falling off. The criminal swerved violently, trying to shake him loose. Ahead, the tanker smashed into a vehicle, almost crushing Bond beneath it. By sheer luck, he crawled to safety and pulled himself up. He flipped into the driver's cabin, where the two struggled for control. In the cramped space, Bond's skills were limited. The criminal managed to kick him out of the cabin, but that was when Bond noticed the bomb attached to the tanker's footboard. The tanker raced toward the plane. The criminal locked the steering wheel with his seatbelt and jumped out, but Bond grabbed him before he could fully escape. They fought, and the man managed to break free, leaping away as Bond scrambled back into the driver's seat. The brakes were gone. Thinking fast, Bond unlatched the seatbelt holding the wheel straight and yanked it hard to the side. Using the tire's friction against the ground, he brought the massive tanker to a screeching stop, just short of disaster. Before he could even catch his breath, the police arrived and arrested him, mistaking him for the suspect. Meanwhile, the real criminal pressed the remote to detonate the bomb, only to realize too late that Bond had already planted it on him. The explosion backfired, and Bond's quick thinking had saved countless lives. Because of his actions, the airline's stock skyrocketed, and the criminal lost everything. Facing certain punishment from those he had betrayed, he set up a high-stakes game at the casino, hoping to win the money back. But what he didn't know was that intelligence services were already 2 steps ahead.